All right, so here we go. Talk about the management side. So you got a deal, you're closing escrow on it, or you've closed on it. Now you need to manage it. Now you own this thing. Oh my gosh. What are you going to do? How do you manage it? How do you ensure it stays full? How do you get the property managers to do their jobs? How do you run the renovations and construction if you're doing improvements to the property? So on and so forth. So now we are into the last section of how you buy apartments. We've gone through finding, analyzing, raising capital, both debt and equity, processes for closing the escrows to get to the point where you're at now, where now you own the thing, now you got to manage it right. Okay, now you need to manage it right. So what is entailed in the management process? You got the property management, right? Typically, you're going to have a third property management crew. I don't recommend managing your own properties unless it's probably, number one, in your backyard. Like you got to be able to drive to it every day, number one. Number two, small enough. So small enough to where not necessarily you, but someone, you can hire somebody to handle the day-to-day, that if there's work orders coming in from tenants needing repairs, and then setting all of that up through automating software and all that, where you could manage your own property. There's methods and things that make sense to do that, right? To save money and also be more efficient. I get it. Quite honestly, we managed a lot of our own properties in San Diego because it was in our own backyard, and I was better at it than the PM companies. I mean, and this is kind of where it's kind of a bit of a hypocrite, because on one end, you need third-party property management companies, especially when you do bigger deals, stay out of the way and hire good ones. But most property management companies suck. I mean, I'm just going to be straight up. Most of them suck because they don't proactively manage properties. They reactively manage properties, meaning they wait for stuff to happen, then they go fix it. Versus, hey, we have expiring leases, a lot of them coming up 3 months from now. We should probably get way ahead of that so we don't have a massive vacancy problem on the property, and start getting good with renewing those leases 3 months from now so we don't have a mass freaking problem, right? Proactive versus, oh crap, well, we didn't see that coming and now we need to figure things out, right? And then you're like chasing your tail. No, you did see it coming. It was right there in all the reports. We knew all these leases were coming due. You just didn't do your effing job, period. And yeah, they're very good at pay me my money, right? Okay, yeah, no, guys, do your job, you get paid. I mean, there needs to be fines. I mean, honestly, which is where the asset management level stuff comes in. And I know if there's PM people, property management people watching this, you're like, oh, this guy's an a-hole. No, I've just dealt with enough crap to know when to call crap, and I've run it myself as I have my own property management company. Okay, so I know how this stuff works. And when you start catching enough stuff that these PM companies are doing or lack thereof, and then they give you pie in the sky excuses, and then you come around the corner and perform better than them and blow their out of the water and smoke them every day of the week and twice on Sundays, then they don't even know what to do, right? That's why I always do the grunt work first, so I know what's entailed in the grunt work. So when people try and BS me, I say BS. That's why I'm a licensed general contractor. Contractors can't BS me. I say, really, it costs that much? Really? It's going to take that long? Really? Interesting. And then I go do it. I do it faster and cheaper. And they're like, oh, I don't know. How'd you do it? Well, because we're good at what we do and you're full of crap. Same thing with some PM companies. Well, we can't do it that way because we got to do it this way, or we can't be that way. We can't. No, you can. You're just choosing not to. And then I go do it and I blow them out of the water, and then they don't even know what to say. And I do it for cheaper and faster. So remember this, some wise person, anybody can pay retail. Anybody can pay retail. Right? The key to the whole thing, to being really good at this stuff, is understanding that your job is to do the best possible job at the cheapest possible cost. And finding that kind of delicate in between, right, where you're not getting so cheap where it then affects service, because you can't do that. It's all about heads and beds. Right, and doing a great job for customer service, fulfilling and completing repairs and work orders on the property within 7 days or less, keep the tenants happy so they renew leases. They renew the leases. Critically important. I'm going to show you why that's so important. So property management, yes, you want to use third party, but you have to asset manage them from managing the managers because most of them stink. And most of them are going to blow smoke up your you-know-what and give you every excuse this day to Sunday as to why things aren't going a certain way and why this can't be that and why that can't be that and we all can't believe that. No, kiss my you-know-what. You're just not working hard enough and you're not doing a good enough job and you're being reactive to the situation, not proactive. You're not thinking 3 months ahead and 4 steps ahead. You're waiting for stuff to happen and then you're cleaning up the mess. That's not good property management. Anybody can do that. My 5-year-old child can do that. Okay, you need good proactive property managers that are thinking 3-4 steps ahead and 3-4 months ahead. You want them also to be good at preempting repairs. Preempting repairs. 2 things we always do on any of our complexes. Before the summer months, we go and we inspect and we service every single HVAC condenser and furnace system to ensure the AC units are ready to go. They're working right. They have all the proper freon. Everything's moving. Everything's cooling correctly. Proper airflow. The furnaces are working. Coolers, all that's working. Check every single unit. Are the new filters in them? Good. We do all that within a 3-day span, right around May or June, right before June, right around May. Okay, that gets done on every single unit. Because what's going to happen is if you don't, right around June, July, you're going to get a bunch of work orders coming in so hot that people can't, ACs are blowing up all over the place, condensers are exploding, blah, 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 and then you can't get the supplies because everybody's trying to get the supplies. Trust me, been there, done this. Clearly this is from experience. So don't do that. Same thing happens right before wintertime. In October, we inspect all the heating systems in every single unit. The reason why we do this stuff is these are livable items. You have to remember, water, heat, right? Cold air, especially in very hot environments. If the unit's not livable, if that AC is broken for too long, that heater's not working when it's freezing, you know what, outside, and there's water issues inside the unit, right? Where stuff's not working, and there's floods going on or backups and sewer and whatever, mold, you name it. Those items, it's not livable. It's not habitable. So now tenants complain, they file complaints, they move out, cost you money. It's a legal issues, you name it. So those are the three main things you never mess around with, okay, are those. So we always are preemptive on all of our repairs in advance, HVAC systems, heater systems, all of that, any water intrusion, water, drainage, foundations, all of that, very, 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 very critical, okay. Manage the property correctly. Asset manager is going to manage the managers. So my job now on all of our deals is the asset manager. I manage the managers, and I have a watchful eye on them. I have access to all the back-end reports from the PM softwares. So I can go in there as the owner and download all the reports. There are about 4 reports that will tell you the health of every property. 4 reports. The availability unit list, the delinquency list, the work order summary, and the expiring lease list. Those reports, those 4 reports will tell you exactly how that property is operating or how it's going to operate in 90 days from now. Let me repeat those. The availability unit list, which shows you units that are currently vacant, units that are coming vacant, units that are pre-leased, right, vacant but leased, and all the notices to vacate, all that stuff. It's going to show you availability unit report. It's going to break everything down so I can see what's currently vacant, what's leased, what's going to be coming vacant in the future, all of that stuff, okay, all of that stuff. Second report. The delinquency list. It's going to show me who's not paying their bills. How are we not getting money, right? It's going to show me this in the delinquency report. And you're going to get a feeling for what that, what's the bad debt on that property, right? How's it operating? How's your cash flow, right? So delinquency report, work order list. I want to see the work order summary list. That's going to show me how are the repairs at the property? How many are getting filed? What's active? What's been done? If I see a trend over a period of time where things are taking 2-3 weeks to fix repairs for tenants, they're going to get pissed. So if they get pissed, what do you think happens when you go and try and renew their lease or increase their rent or do anything with them? What do you think they're going to give you? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Middle finger, I get it. But that's what they're going to give you. Right? So you need work orders. You are running a customer service business. Right? Unreasonable habitat, or what is it? There's a great book called Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Guerra. He runs the #1 restaurant in the world in New York City. Unreasonable hospitality. You are technically running a hospitality business. Because if those tenants are happy and you do the little things that make them happy and keep them happy, they renew their leases. Do you know why it's so important they renew their leases? Especially if you're not really boosting rent a lot, like you're not doing a renovation on that unit to really boost the rent. Do you know why it's so important? Every single time a tenant moves out of one of your properties, and this is an average nationwide, $3,500. I want you to think about this and calculate this in your brain. Every single time you do not get a renewal and there's a tenant moving out and then another tenant at some point moving in, it is going to cost you $3,500. Lost rent, turnover costs, who knows what else? Commissions, fees for leasing back up, who knows? Minimum $3,500. Minimum. So I want you to think about that, because if you can throw a bone to the tenant for $500, does that make sense? If you can go in and maybe give them new carpet, paint their walls for them, make them happy, give them some chocolates, an Amazon card, remember their kids' birthdays, I don't know, get their car washed. I don't know. I'm just, I'm thinking about things. Think about that, because that's what it honestly costs you every single time. Unless that tenant is a complete disaster and you're going to be raising the rent substantially, $3,500. Heads in the beds. Keep the heads in the beds. Especially when markets get tight and you can't really raise the rents too much. Keep the heads in the beds, baby. Keep the revenue coming. Keep the delinquency list down. Make sure everybody's paying correctly. If you get into issues, you can do flex pays and other things with the management companies to help with getting tenants to stay on track, right? And they can make progress payments and things like that. $3,500 every single time a tenant moves out of that property, and you have to bring a new one in. So calculate that when you're trying to make a decision on, should we do this for the tenant? Should we do that for the tenant? Their tenant's an a-hole, or $3,500. So just remember that. Very wise people taught me that, and my mentors taught me that. Robert Martinez, Apartment Rockstar, if he's seeing this, he taught me that. Grant Cardone, if you know who Grant Cardone is, learned from him a little bit about that. Whether you like him or not, not a stupid man, okay? And there's other people that have taught me some very, very valuable things that are way above where I'm at today, but learning a lot. So asset management, the property managers. Okay, we got through that. $3,500 per tenant. You need to manage the managers, do it correctly. Those 4 reports I mentioned, that'll tell you the health of any property at any point in time. I always download literally weekly. We have our owner's reports weekly. So I'm on the phone with the PM companies. We're doing Zoom calls. We're doing phone calls. I'm getting our weekly reports. All that stuff's happening weekly, and we're managing the managers and watching those properties like white on rice. That is your job as the asset manager. You get paid money to do this on top of the fees you get when you're putting deals together. You get an asset management fee. Typically, it's 1% to 3% of the gross rents on the property. You get paid to manage that asset correctly for the investors. Okay? So anyhow, we'll talk about the fee structure different. Construction management. We use, there's different softwares you can use, guys. But I use one called Smart Sheets. Smart Sheets. Very easy, Google-based. I don't know if it's Google, but it's an online collaborative spreadsheet. Very easy, mobile-based as well as desktop-based. All your contractors can very easily get into it and use it as well. And we also use, listen, everybody's different. But you have to go by what your contractors use, right? You can't force your contractors to start using random weird software depending on the type of contractors you're working with. But if your contractors, Spanish or any other ethnicity background, whatever it is, right? You need to work with what your contractors use. A lot of them, they're tied into WhatsApp, so you can use that for communications and chat. We have groups set up in there based on our properties. flooring companies, construction guys on site, make-ready crews, turnover guys, all the contractors. We have groups in there so we can stay in contact as we're going through this property, and you can manage it from afar. I'm managing our deals all over the country from either Texas or San Diego, and we do that by systems, okay? So Smart Sheets, very easy. I can track every unit, its current status, where it's at, Gantt charts, who's working on it, what team's working on it, percentage complete, where it's at, where supplies at, where appliances at, is flooring been ordered, what's going on, is paint done, this and all this stuff. You can track it in real time. And then contractors can go in there and they can put in notes. If they put in something that tags them, you can tag people in it, it'll register, send them a text message. Everything is very collaborative in real time, right? And so Smart Sheets and WhatsApp is the ones we use. There's other ones, happy.co or happyco. There's plenty of softwares, right? But these are the simplest ones that most people can work with very easily, and I'm not having to change too much of the normal processes that contractors use every day. Because they don't want to start, they're worried about making sure the units are done and they're getting paid. They're not trying to learn new softwares for you. Okay, so you want to make it easy so everybody works together and you get good information in real time. So those are the ones we use for the construction management side. With the construction, you're having a pre-construction meeting prior to the close of escrow, like we talked about. You're going over everything, all the details. As you're going through renos, you're going to want to set up supply accounts with some of the major multifamily suppliers in the United States. There's Ferguson, HD Supply, like Home Depot Supply, HD Supply. There's, depending on what region you're in, there's AZ Parts Master, there's Chadwell, there's a handful of other ones, depending on the state, Texas, Arizona, California, you name it, right? So HD Supply is in most, Ferguson is in most, and then you need to kind of get regional for who's in those markets for your supplies. So this way, all your plumbing fixtures, electrical fixtures, everything that's going into those units, they typically can be delivered in kits. So it's pretty cool. So you get pre-registered. They know what your renovation project looks like. We're going to be renovating, 20 units, 10 units, 100 units. So your project manager with HD Supply and some of these companies, they'll get with you. So it's all managed and run and efficient. You can go onto a portal. You have your kit ready to go. You press boom, check out, boom. Kit is delivered to the unit. It has everything in a box. So that way when all your contractors are done painting and doing the floor and all that stuff, all the kit stuff gets put in. Your faucets are in, lights are in, things are in, door stops, hands, all that stuff. Boom, up. All the make-ready stuff comes out of the box in the kit, into the unit. It's all very organized and systemized like an assembly line, because that is basically what you're doing. You're going to go renovate 10, 20, 50, 100 units. You better have a beautiful assembly line, and the logistics of supply chain and labor chain have to work beautifully together. So that way you don't get into a stacking effect, is what we call it, a stacking effect. Where, okay, we're going to renovate. We have a 20-unit building. Okay, we'll take a 20-unit building, and we're going to renovate this building over the next 18 months. Okay? So based on that, we'll do a couple units a month over the next year or year and a half, whatever it is. What you don't want to have happen is you're not having supply chain and labor chain work together correctly. So then those 2 units come vacant. Then you give notice to the other 2. These ones take 45 days. These ones come vacant, so now you have 4. Now you're playing catch up. These ones don't get done in time, so now you have 6. Those ones don't get time. Now you have 8 vacancies in a 20-unit building. You see where I'm going with it? Stacking effect. And that's because you didn't run your supply chain and your labor chain correctly. And that's why that has to be done and systemized. Very, very good, like an assembly line in a car shop, producing cars. Boom, 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 boom. So that is my beauty as a construction management guy. I love that stuff. I'm like trying to figure out how to make it faster, better, more efficient, stuff coming in over here, streamline. So love that. Construction management, key component to managing the property right. Bank accounts and supply accounts. We talked about this with the supply accounts. That kind of goes into the construction management side. But the point is, you need to be the one that owns these accounts. Do not let the property management company own those accounts. Because if you fire the property management company, which is a good chance you're going to at some point, you need to have access and control the bank accounts. You don't want the property management company setting up bank accounts for you where they have the signing authority and all this other crap. No. You have signing authority. You control the account. You can kick them out whenever you say go. Okay, so if they're not doing their job, kiss my rear end. Out the door, baby. Supply chains, same thing. They don't control the supply chains. Our names are on all the supply accounts. So if we fire the PM company and we need to move to a new one, we can roll everything over nice and smooth. No problems. Keep going. Keep going. So if you haven't figured out, I got a little bit of a rub with PM companies. I love them. You need them. There are some very good ones. So please, if you're watching this and you're with a PM company, it's okay. You know, it's okay. I don't hate. I'm tired of the BS that I get thrown a lot. So I call it out, and then they try and say no, and then I catch them, and then like, oh, and then they like backtrack. Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah. I mean, to give you an example, one of them, we couldn't. It was so frustrating. The pool at the property was green from like May till like end of August. And systems were running fine. We had maybe the pump go down for a day or two and something else went down here or there. Just very minor, but for like 24, 48 hours. There's no excuse for that pool to be green like that and be running like that and be crap like that. And then they were saying it was the chlorinator and it was this and it was that and this was that. And so we were checking all the systems. We're getting them all fit. Everything's done. Everything's running great. The pool's still green. We couldn't, and I'm sitting there, guys, this doesn't add up. I've had enough. So thankfully, we had a pool guy that happened to live on site. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go over and I'm going to chat with him. I'm going to bring him over and we're going to look at it. We found out very quickly that our on-site maintenance guys just didn't know how to balance chemicals correctly. And they were not reading things correctly and not balancing correctly every single day. So you get the property into a acid block, they call it. There's some acid block where it won't get clear, right? Cyanuric acid block or whatever it's called. We figured it out very quickly, and I had to use a third-party company to do it, so I called BS to the PM company, but they just allowed our pool to stay green, and then we got a fine for $300 from the city because it was green for so long. Who do you think paid for that? Yeah, not me. And I've had it up to here. So I went ahead and got my own people, run it, manage it, and here we go. So don't take the BS. Question everything. Question everything, okay? That's how you're going to run things effectively. And use those full reports to call BS, and you can watch it and see how the property's operating. I can tell you on those full reports how your property's doing. So control bank accounts, control supply accounts. That way, if you need to make changes with companies and PM companies, anything, you're controlling the operations. It doesn't slow you down. You just keep moving. You kick these guys out, and you bring in new, and you keep running. And you control all the assets and all. Very, very, very key. So I hope this helps. This is awesome. So make sure, since we're coming to the end of kind of this stuff, we're going to have some more case studies in here of me underwriting some deals, showing you some things, some kind of added bonus videos and other things in here I want you to watch. We'll even throw in some kind of quick course stuff. So you have a lot of value in this. A lot of value I'm trying to give you to build trust with you, to show you, guys, we can help you if this is something you're truly interested in. And this is amazing. You can make a lot of money doing this, but it's not an overnight show where you're somehow going to show up and be a gazillionaire. Guys, there's no get-rich-quick schemes. None. None. Win the lotto. That's how you get rich quick. Or inherit. Maybe you can get rich quick that way. Or just, I don't know, become a crypto gazillionaire, luckily, overnight. That can happen. You can also lose it too. So, amazing stuff. Use the downloads we're providing for you. That stuff's very valuable, from the templates and all the other stuff. I'm trying to just literally load you with tons of tools so you can take advantage of this on your own, totally free, totally free. And all I ask is that you pay it forward. You help other people. You help other people. In some way, shape, or form, if you're an expert in something, help other people, pay it forward, do this for yourself. And if you truly want mentorship, and you want to come into our program, we would love to interview. You can apply for it. We don't take everybody. There are limited spots. We don't do this grandeur, 400,000 people in our program, and we're just trying to collect a bunch of money. It's not how we roll, right? I want an intimate experience. You get me. You're not getting some hired coach. I teach the mentorships. You can have a one-on-one. We have that program. That's obviously more expensive, but then we have the small group setting, and it's a small group setting to where we mentor students every week. We go through this Q&A process. They get all of these tools and everything. We literally give them the ship, and we teach them how to row it, and we actually give people to row it for them, and they just need to process and execute and then go buy properties and become a millionaire. Okay, you can do it too. So if it's something you're interested in, obviously you get the links here in. Let's connect. Let's get you in. Otherwise, please take all this information, because my core offer is obviously not this stuff. It's obviously mentoring people that want to learn. And why do we do that? Because I don't need to mentor people. It's not my primary source of income. I do it because it creates a massive community of investors. And if I can create a massive community of investors and people that are also paying it forward, everybody helps one another. There are deals that are coming out of our mentorship that we are executing in and investing in. There are deal finders all over the country from people that we've helped, and they're helping others, and everybody's doing stuff together, helping one another. And we're growing wealth together. We're buying properties together. So I have people finding deals in markets that I'm not even in yet, in Georgia and in Florida, in the Carolinas and other places on the East Coast. We're not there yet, but we're moving into them. But without these people and helping people, that community doesn't happen. The pay it forward method doesn't happen. The law of reciprocity doesn't happen. So freely you give, freely you receive. And that's what this is for. And if you want the mentorship, that's why we do it, is to create that massive community of like-minded investors where everybody's doing deals, everybody's helping each other out, everybody's communicating. That's why it's done. Okay. Hope this helps. Thank you so much. I look forward to getting you involved in whatever way, shape, or form. And if you just take this stuff and run with it and become a gazillionaire, I love it too. Let's do deals together. Talk soon.